What's up, collectors and all Transformers enthusiasts? Today I want to finally be taking a look at Transformers vs. Cybertron Kingdom Cheetor. Taking a really quick look at the packaging, you can see a nice Transformers tray logo on the side, Kingdom at the bottom, as well as a nice display of the figure itself. On the side of the packaging, we got a nice artwork of Cheetor itself, as well as the beast mode, and you can see the art crash landed on that volcanic. And oh my god, the imaging, it almost looks three-dimensional. I honestly don't mind the tiny window. But moving on to the back, we can see, the casual robot mode and this time beast mode, as well as the 20 steps. And on the side of the packaging, we got a whole majority of Maximals and Predacons, as well as Autobots and Decepticons. You can see Optimus Prime there, Megatron there, Primal, Dinobot, Bumblebee, Cheetor, as well as the golden disc on the middle. But on the, on the top of the packaging, we got the Maximal logo, as well as the Transformers vs. Cybertron trilogy, and that's pretty much it for the packaging. So with all that said, without further ado, let's get into it. And here we have Transformers vs. Cybertron Kingdom Cheetor in hand and out of the packaging, and as you can see, looking real nice, super impressive indeed, giving you a 360 degrees so you guys can appreciate the detail that this guy has. As you can see, super accurate to the Beast Wars representation of him. Really nice indeed. Starting out with the collector card thingamajig, I had the same one that I had with Optimus Primal, so super disappointing. Honestly, I am still looking forward to have the Dinobot one, and as you can see, this is the Blackarachnia. I already have this one, and as you can see on the bag, it's exactly the same thing. Blackarachnia with a nice pose and a lot of Predacons on the background. But this is pretty much it for the car. Honestly, indeed, I'm just disappointed. And with this one, it's more than enough confirmed that it's completely random. You can get the same card, or you can get a new one, but this is pretty much it for the card. For the weapon, as you can see, he brings this thing, the tail, it transforms into a sword. I really don't remember if he had this, on the animation, on the original Beast Wars. I really don't remember, and I don't remember if it goes like this or if it goes like this. What I do know is if you, peg it in like, it's the way it's supposed to, I guess, because it's kind of like an X. It's a little weird because you can only get it that far into the hand, and I think you can get it a little bit more. Yeah, you can get it a little bit more, but as you can see, it just stays on that angle, and it's a little weird to pose him with this. So I tend to put it backwards and peg it like that, like it's a sword or something. But I really don't remember if he had this on the cartoon. Honestly, what I do remember is the weapon, and I was really looking forward to the gun, but we're not getting it. Hopefully on the future they release something like a package or something that they have his gun. But this is pretty much it for the weapon. As you can see, a baby blue on this section right here, and it's basically the tail. So it's yellow and black with black thingamajigs there, and basically you peg this on the back of the cheetah, and this is detail. But this is pretty much it for the weapon. And now for the figure itself, as you can see, really nice indeed, super accurate. The only things that I don't like are two. I got two cons with this one, and they're really minor cons. I'll get that, I'll get into those in a little bit, but you can see, giving you a closer look of the face skull so you guys can see how accurate he really is. So you can see no paint drips on the head skull. That's really nice, always a plus. As you can see with the Maximal logo on the very, center of his face, just like in the animate version, with the kind of like orange eyes and, blue face, and the helmet, and yellow indeed, giving you a 360 degrees so you guys can see that no paint drips whatsoever on the head sculpt. And hopefully, again, this is going to be the same for you, not paint drips, because for me, paint drips on the head are just a complete, disappointing, because it really will not look good with, some, imagine if he had blue on the helmet, it basically ruins the whole character. But this is pretty much it for the head. Moving on to the chest, you can see really accurate indeed, no paint drips whatsoever on the cheetah head. So you can see giving you a side to side, so you guys can see really glossy indeed, and just again super accurate. Moving on to the arms, so you can see it has this nice blue with the yellow, and again no paint drips whatsoever, so again always a plus. Giving you a side to side so you guys can see, this is part of the cheetah mode. That's why this is a chunk of cheetah there. As you can see, the arms, no articulation movement on the fingers. due to your transformation. But so you can see no paint drips whatsoever. And on the arms comes my first con. When you move this and you try to, you know, pose him, this thing comes, you know, it gets in the way because you cannot move the arms backwards, you can see, or, you know, to the top, extend it to the top. You can barely do that, and to the sides you can barely do that because of this. That's my only con, but again, a minor con. Honestly, it really doesn't bother me that much. It's just on articulation, it just hinders a little bit, you know, the movement. But this is my first con. On the other side, you know, it's pretty much the same thing, no paint drips whatsoever. And as you can see, moving on to this section right here, really nice indeed. This is my first and only paint drip. As you can see, I have some blue there. Let's see if the camera can cut that. Yeah, so you can see some blue, you know, dripping into the jello on this section right here. But this is pretty much it for the paint drips. The rest of the figure has no paint drips whatsoever, so you can see on the legs, really nice indeed, you know, giving you that side to side so you guys can appreciate. Really shiny, you know, the yellow and the baby blue look really nice together. See the tiny little feet, they look so cute. Look at that. As you can see, giving you 360 degrees of the legs, so you guys can see that I have no paint drips on mine. So you can see this is where you put detail on the beast mode. For articulation, he's packing some decent articulation. It's not, you know, that good or that bad. He can move his head up due to transformation really good. As you can see, you know, really nice extension there. His head is on a ball joint. He can barely go down just a slight bit. He can move side to side. You can technically do a 360 degree angle on this one because you need to on the transformation. This is pretty much it for the head. For the arms, again, you can extend to the top that far and, you know, down that far, and again extend, you know, that far. It's on a butterfly joint, so you got some, you know, swivel here and you know, some swivel there as well. The hinge, you have like a 30-degree angle on that hinge right there, and it has a swivel on the handle transformation. It has a swivel on the waist, so you can see, really nice indeed. The splits, he can do the split decently, not like all the rest of the Earthrise and Siege versions. As you can see, it's like a, I don't know, 70% split. As you can see, he can barely extend his legs due to the this part blocking it, so no motion there. And to the front, he can extend about that far, and he has a hinge there, so, and it's a little less than, you know, a 90-degree angle, so not much there. And it has a swivel on the middle section of the leg. For the feet, it has some ankle articulation, so you can see some ankle pivoting, really nice indeed, and you can get some really nice motion out of it. So you can see really nice indeed. And to the other side, you can barely do it, but you just want it like that. So as you can see, really nice extension there. But this is pretty much it for articulation. As you can see, not bad for articulation, pretty decently, honestly. What I like the most is the feet and the head, that, you know, you can get some nice poses, you know, looking like this, but really nice indeed. But this is pretty much it for, you know, the articulation. Moving on to the comparison and side scale, here is Optimus Primal, so you guys can see how he looks next to his leader. Really nice indeed. In my opinion, this scale is flawless indeed. This is, you know, the scale that they had on the original Beast Wars series. As you can see, they look so good together, and I'm so happy to have them next to each other and on my collection. But this is pretty much it for Optimus Primal. And here is Warpath, so you guys can see how he looks with another, you know, Deluxe Kingdom. So you can see Warpath is a little, you know, figure. It's not, you know, a big one. So, you know, and don't get me wrong, this one is a little bit, you know, small as well. Not like this one, but as you can see, Warpath is just a small deluxe. It's pretty much it for Warpath. And so you guys can see how he looks, you know, next to a core class. Here is Vertebrate. Unfortunately, Rat Trap is still on the way. I don't know what's happening. You know, I pre-ordered that guy, and I still, to this point, do not have him. But this is how he looks next to a core class. As you can see, the scale looks, in my opinion, really nice indeed. And to have them all next to each other, so you guys can see how they all look next to each other. Here we have the entire Kingdom collection that I particularly have. I have more on the white, but this is pretty much the whole thing that I have on my hands right now. As you can see, the scale, in my opinion, looks really nice, really flawless, really accurate to the Beast Wars, you know, representation. And by the way, I already did a review on Optimus Primal. If you're interested, it's going to be on the description down below, as well as in the top right corner of this video. But this is pretty much it for the comparison. For the transformation, it's pretty simple. Let me get, you know, the rest of the figures out of the way so you guys can appreciate more of the transformation. Like I said, the transformation is pretty easy. You know, it's simple, straightforward. First, what you want to do is to rotate the head, you know, 180 degrees to the back. That's gonna allow the cheetah head to come, you know, flawlessly. You want to unpeg it. Don't be scared if you do some force to this section to unpeg it. As you can see, you need a little bit of a force there to unpeg it. By the way, guys, when you're pulling this section here, be careful with it because it can break. As you can see, you see that thingy-majig there, that tiny yellow point. As you can see, this right here, this used to be here, and that was the piece that, you know, fully allows this to peg flawlessly, you know, on the beast mode. So let me try to mimic what just happened so you guys, you know, prevent your figure to break. So you can see this section right here, kind of when you're pulling it out, it crashes with the neck, and it, you know, it breaks it like mine did. So what you want to do is to come here and try to separate those two pieces, you know, the peg and the neck, and then you want to pull it out. So don't try to pull it out just, you know, like that. Try to pull your two fingers here and try to separate those two sections and then pull it out like so, and that's gonna prevent them to, you know, crash and this thing to break. But really, don't be scared if you break it. It really doesn't matter because it still goes to the same spot and pegs flawlessly. As you can see, no problems whatsoever. And on this section where you're pulling it there, it really, you know, you really don't know if it's broken or not. So this thingamajig really doesn't matter. But on your particular figure, you know, so you guys can prevent that to happen, you know, you want to pull it out like I told you. But now moving on, you want to come here and pull, you know, the head there and leave it there. It really doesn't peg anymore for me because I broke it, so just leave it there. And what you want to do is to you know, extend those sections right here. This normally is here, and you want to extend those like so. And then what you want to do is to kind of position the, you know, the arms on this way like that. And what you want to do is to rotate this section so this piece is on the back or on the belly of the cheetah. Do the same on the other side, and those two sections are going back, but don't peg it yet. What you want to do is to rotate the hand so it, you know, gets there flawlessly, and you know, it's flush. Come here and to the other side, do the same thing, rotate that, and that's pretty much going to be the belly of the cheetah. You want to come here and try to peg it, but be careful. This thing again, these two things can break. Everything can break on this figure. So you can see I got a couple of stretch marks here and on those two things majiggies there. So let's go ahead to the legs, shall we? Come here and pull those there. You want to basically swap feet, the robot mode to the beast mode. As you can see, pull those there, and now you can move on to this section and kind of align those as careful as you can possibly be, because again, it can break. And then when it's finally flush and, you know, peg it in, you want to come here and peg, you know, the upper section like that, so you can complete the belly look. And then you want to come here and pull those two sections like there, so it hides, you know, the cable or the robot pieces. Come here and position, you know, the cheetah legs, and come here and do the same thing, put them on place like so. Do the same on the other side like that. And when you have it like this and pretty much everything is transformed, the only two things you want to do is to come here and pull the, you know, the mouth on place, and come here and take the weapon and peg it in. That's going to become the tail of the beast mode. For the beast mode, again, as you can see, super accurate to the Beast Wars representation, giving you a 360 degrees, so you guys can appreciate the detail that the beast mode has. You can see really nice indeed. No pin drips on the beast mode. As you can see, super flawless the way it's supposed to be. You can see, you know, the yellow and the blue looks really good in hand together, just like in the robot mode. So you can see those eyes look so menacing, giving you a closer look so you guys can see, you know, and appreciate the head sculpts. You can see really nice indeed, super accurate to the actual cheetah you know, representation, and to the actual animal itself. So you can see giving you a 360-degree angle again on close up, so you guys can appreciate the sculpted in detail that this guy has. So you can see flawlessly, super nice indeed. I like the beast mode more than the robot mode, because in my opinion the beast mode looks super accurate, and it looks more accurate than the actual robot mode, just on the leg section in my opinion. As you can see, super nice indeed. As you can see, you can barely pose him due to the mini articulation that this guy has. For articulation, the only thing you can do is move this, you know, up and down. You can technically do this, but I don't know why you're gonna do this on cheetah mode. So you can go up and down. You got a mini hinge there, and the feet are on a ball joint. But what I mean that you can barely move this guy is the head has no articulation whatsoever, and that's my only con on beast mode. As you can see, it does not move side to side or up and down or anything whatsoever. It stayed there, and you are kind of, you know, you have to just pose them like that, because if you try to do a pose or something, the head is just not gonna, you know, it's not gonna work. Like this one that I did on the beginning, it works, but if you try to do some other poses, it really will not work, because you got cheetah looking straight down or something. The mouth, you can see on the transformation, it moves up and down, but again, why will you do that? Because, you know, the cheetah stays on that position, and you know, you can barely see it, but you know, you will not have him on a pose fighting and biting something. It's kind of unfortunately, honestly, I wouldn't, you know, like just a little articulation on the head. As you can see, nothing at all, and you know, you can try to move it side to side, but just, and it looks like it has, you know, articulation. You can see that line there. You think there's a swivel there, but it's nothing. I have already tried, and it's super stiff. Either it's super stiff, it doesn't move for mine, or it's not there whatsoever. So, and I'm really not planning to keep breaking this figure apart, because as you can see, I don't know if this is the part right here. I don't know if you can see it, that thing right there. It's a thing that I broke already, but whatever, man. As you can see, it still looks great, and you will not, you know if would I have broke it if I had, you know, told you. But as you can see, really nice indeed. For a comparison, here we have Optimus Primal, so you guys can see how they look next to each other. As you can see, they look super nice. You can see giving you a 360 degrees of both of them, so you guys can see that, you know, on both of them you cannot see any robot parts minus this thing right here, but you can barely see it. If you have to try it, just search for robot parts to know it's a robot, and I love it, honestly. Again, for you know, it's not a vehicle mode, so it's an organic you know, being that is transforming into a robot mode. So it's super nice that, you know, they managed to hide the robot parts, and just honestly, I'm super impressed. Again, just they look super nice together, and just so you guys can see how they look next to you know, a core class, here we have vertebrae, so you guys can see how they look, and they look amazing, honestly. For the transformation back to robot mode, again, it's pretty simple. You want to undo whatever you just did. First, you want to come here and stress the legs, and come here and kind of, you know, bend them just a little bit. That's going to allow you to fully unpeg the tail. Throw that away for now. You want to come here and swap the feet. Pull those to the very top. That's going to allow you to come here and pull the robot feet out. Do the same on the other side, like so. Pull this out, pull this in, and leave it like that. When you have it there, you're pretty much done with this section. Come here and try to, you know, unpack this as careful as you can possibly be, because again, I already have stress marks on mine, and I really don't want you guys to break your cheetahs. So be careful with those sections. Come here and unpeg this. That for me is already unpegged, so you guys can see how good that pegs. Not good at all, but as you can see, come here and rotate this section right here. Come here and do the same on the other side. Pull that down, rotate that to the other section, and come back and pull this. As you can see, you know, stress mark right there. As you can see, a stress mark. It's honestly, the whole figure can break by now. As you can see, we have one here, and we have another one on this. So again, be careful not to break you know, your figure. With this one, you have to be highly careful with pretty much everything. So moving on with the transformation, what you want to do is to come here, you know, on this section, pull this down like so, and that's gonna allow you to come here and peg it flawlessly like this. Come here, and when you hear that, it's already pegged there. As you can see, it pegs, you know, really well and flawlessly without that thing, this thingamajig here. You know, you don't need this, so throw that away. Honestly, it really doesn't matter if you break it or not. Come here and pull those sections, you know, next to one another, so you can have it flush. Come here and rotate the head like so, 180 degrees to the, you know, to the front. When you have it like that, what you want to do is to come here to the back and, you know, put those whatever you like. Honestly, this is up to personal preference, but the way that's supposed to be is you come here and, you know, compress it so it, you know, it's not noticeable from the front. But come here and just kind of pose them. But this is pretty much it for the whole transformation. There you have it. This is Cheetor back into his robot mode. And with that being said, this is pretty much it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave me a like. It really helps with the algorithm and it helps my videos get out there in the wild. So if you get any value out of my content, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. But this is pretty much it for Transformers 4 for Cybertron Kingdom Cheetor.